Okay, honest question. When was the last time that you were truly bored? Like just waiting, not scrolling, not watching, not listening to a podcast about ancient cults, just sitting, existing. Because if you haven't noticed, the world is in an all-out war against boredom, and the main casualty is your attention span. Let's talk about it. Recently, I watched this Eddie Burback video where he locked his phone in a safe for a month and resorted to all the old technology that we had before iPhones became available. In the video, he touched on boredom and the effects that boredom had on his brain, and how at first it was hard, but after a while it became peaceful. No buzzing in your pocket all the time, no constant access to everything that you would need to have access to whenever you would like all the time. And that got me thinking. Immediately after I finished that video, I decided I'm giving up my phone. I really liked the things he was talking about, and I wanted to do the exact same thing as him. I started researching old technology like dumb phones and like Blackberries and flip phones that I could resort to, fully expecting to give up my phone like Eddie. But then I found myself scrolling on TikTok about getting rid of my phone. One step forward, 17 steps back, am I right? Even when planning to get rid of my phone, I find myself researching it on my phone, completely defeating the purpose of what I was trying to do in the first place. Like, wasn't there just a time where you could stare into space? You'd have to just sit in a waiting room, flipping through an old magazine about a bunch of like celebrities, and you would just have to use your imagination for things. That was it. No content. Just time passing. Now, your dentist is streaming Love Island in 4K while drilling a hole into your molar. We're officially living in a world where every quiet moment we have has been monetized. The entertainment just shows up, kicks down your door, and tries to sell you crypto before you even know what time it is. So, how did we get like this? Imagine this. You're sitting in public, no phone, no AirPods, nothing to look at, no one to talk to, just you and your thoughts. In 2025, that sounds like an actual nightmare. But boredom isn't gone. We just almost outsourced it. We replaced it, sanitized it, buried it under infinite content because God forbid we spent 3 minutes alone with our own thoughts. And so it began. We slowly started replacing awkward silences with noise. It started out innocently enough. 2001, iPods. Suddenly waiting at the bank could be a fun activity where you could listen to music. 2005, YouTube started up, where people from all over the world could share YouTube videos with the rest of the world. In 2007, Netflix released their brand new streaming service that allowed customers to stream directly over the internet, allowing them to access whatever content they wanted, whenever they wanted, inside their own home. Also in 2007, the first iPhone, designed as a touchscreen to make consumers' lives easier, being able to have almost everything you need inside one little device in your pocket. 2013, Vine. 6 seconds of pure chaos injected directly into our frontal lobe. And suddenly, it wasn't just about passing time. It was about filling every possible second with stimulation. And by 2020, boredom wasn't even an option. Even sleeping feels inefficient now. Why nap while you can listen to an alpha male podcast hosted by 2 guys talking about ideal women in their mom's basement? We replaced our brains with micro dopamine machines, and now our brains panic the second that they're unstimulated. You open TikTok for one video and suddenly it's 4 a.m. and you're watching a woman named Brenda teach you how to make focaccia bread in her lighthouse. We used to wait, but now we can refresh. We used to reflect, but now we just scroll. But maybe, just maybe, all that quiet that we got rid of was actually more valuable than we thought. So, who benefits from the extinction of boredom? Well, spoiler alert, it's not you, unless your name is Mark Zuckerberg. Our attention is now a form of currency, and I don't mean that metaphorically. Companies are literally selling your views for money. Fun fact, The infinite scroll feature was invented by a man in 2006, a guy named Asa Razgan, and years later, he admitted that he regretted inventing it. He compared it to handing out cigarettes at the beginning of an industrial revolution. So the more you're glued to a screen, the more ads you'll see, and the more ads you'll see, the more revenue comes rolling in. So platforms have one job: eliminate anything that will distract you from anything other than their app. Anything that will pull you away, including boredom. Apps like Instagram and TikTok use the exact same reward system that slot machines do, something called variable ratio reinforcement. It's a psychological principle where you don't really know when your next dopamine hit will come, so your brain will just keep going. And that's why your TikTok algorithm knows you better than your therapist. It's not a glitch, it's not magic, it's a feature. They want you addicted, they're banking on it. The ultimate business model is, if you have 5 seconds of free time somewhere, a company will want to monetize it. We were told that endless entertainment was fun, convenient, but it's also a way to keep you passive, distracted. In 2022, global digital ad spending hit over $600 billion, and that number is still climbing. And that money doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from your time, your focus, your mental energy. And I get caught in this cycle all the time. That's why I'm making this video. I'm frustrated. I don't want to be addicted anymore, but I literally cannot help it. I want to put it down. It's just like I will scroll for hours and hours and hours on end without needing to. I have places to be. I could be seeing the world. I could be doing so many other things with my life than scrolling and scrolling and scrolling endlessly. But I choose to just sit there and be lazy. And it's frustrating that I could see it, but I choose to not do anything about it. Somewhere along the way, we started treating boredom like a disease, like something bad. But it's actually the opposite. According to psychologists, boredom isn't a failure of attention. It's a trigger for self-reflecting, problem-solving, and creativity. In 2019, a study found that the same part of your brain that activates when bored are the same areas that are linked to imagination and autobiographical planning. That means that boredom literally helps you picture your future. We're told that we have short attention spans, that we are very lazy, but that's not really true. And here's the thing. I grew up in a house without devices. They were forbade in my house. I had a dusty 90s TV that I was able to watch DVD 80s movies on, and a iPod Shuffle that I was able to listen to music on. But other than that, I had no devices, no phone, no iPad, no nothing. And I grew up in a generation that was very normalized with having a phone at that age. Middle school, I felt so left out. But later into my adult years, I realized that this decision deeply affected me, way into being an adult. I was bored all the time, and I would complain about being bored all the time as well. And I would complain to my mom, and she would say, "Good, boredom is good. Sit with it, and something great will come to you." And honestly, at the time, I thought that she was just trying to shut me up, but I realized that this advice carried through into my adult years. Think about it. When you're bored, your brain doesn't just shut off. It starts making connections, daydreaming, and coming up with new ideas. When I had nothing else to focus on growing up, I started coming up with my own stories in my own head. I'd come up with these ridiculous plots and these crazy characters. And looking back on it, that never would have happened if I had access to a phone. I would never have the time or the space to even dream of that. I didn't have access to distractions. Boredom gave me space. It gave me time to listen to my own thoughts, to be creative without anybody telling me how. When you eliminate boredom, you also eliminate the in-betweens, the pauses, the silence, the weird thoughts that don't have anywhere else to go. And slowly, without realizing it, we stop forming original ideas. That's why so many people feel creatively burnt out, emotionally fried, and constantly overstimulated. It's not the content, it's the fact that we've never stopped consuming it. Maybe we were never meant to fill every moment. Maybe some moments are meant to stretch, to echo, to be empty, to be beautiful. We spend so much time trying to avoid boredom that we forget that it's there for a reason. Biologically passed down from generation to generation. To this day, I'm very grateful that my parents didn't let me have those distractions during my formative years. It allowed me to dream up some amazing stuff. Yeah, and it sucks so bad sometimes to be with your own thoughts. I know, I get it. But it's also sad to never sit with yourself, ever, and just listen. So maybe next time you feel bored, don't fix it. Just let it happen. We all might be surprised what shows up when nothing else is playing. And if you got bored during this video, good. Sit with it. Something great will come to you. Hello everybody, I'm Isabella, and I hope your week was good. Thank you for letting me rant and joining me today. This week has been a little bit rough. I'm so sorry guys about the last video. It was a little quiet, I know, but I literally smashed my MacBook last week. It fell off my bed and like the screen cracked, and this backlight or something in it is broken, so I can't see the entire monitor, so I had to like edit last week's video on my TV, like horrible audio. I'm so sorry guys. I'm also on like this like new computer. I don't know, it's quite weird, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna edit it. Hopefully this video is better than last week's. I'm really sorry about that error, but yeah, hopefully it'll be better this time. But if you like today's video, you should hit that like button because it really helps me out. And I think you should hit subscribe because I do post weekly. And if you had fun this week, I guarantee you'll have fun next week. Come on, you know you wanna. I better see you next week. Okay, bye.